This is Weekend File on the Ncaa. We are live in Abuja. Thanks for joining us. It is Yuletide once again, and there is a huge expectation from people across the globe to travel to choice destinations. In our climb, for example, most of these travels will be done on the roads, leading to the roads getting busier, experiencing traffic gridlock, with many drivers trying to cut corners to make their journeys faster. Obviously, this is bound to have a lot of obstacles, as most vehicles will collide, tires may burst, all leading to carnage on the roads. In fact, the collateral damage on Nigerian roads and loss of lives during festive seasons are better imagined than the actual, so much so that loss of goods and services are recorded at the end of the day. In reality, most of these accidents are avoidable because the citizens refuse to play by the rules. Perhaps experiences gleaned over the years led to the establishment of the Federal Road Safety Corps (FRSC) to tackle these challenges. It is indeed another busy time for men and officers of the Corps. But despite the tireless efforts of the Corps, how compliant are Nigerians to safety guidelines, particularly this Yuletide? Do join us in the conversation tonight on Weekend File. We have situation report plus studio session with Deputy Corps Marshal Operations, Federal Road Safety Corps, Kayode Fandula. I am Kenan Ima Abodike. First, the news. Nigeria's Vice President, Professor Yemi Osinbajo, has described the National Development Plan as an attempt by the federal government to build a strong future for youth and establish a solid base for the nation's economy. Professor Osinbajo stated this at the convocation ceremony of the Obafemi Awolowo University, Ile-Ife, which also coincides with the 50th anniversary of the foremost university. Femi Afariogun reports.
Been established 60 years ago, Vice President Yemi Osinbajo at the 45th convocation of Obafemi Awolowo University, Ile-Ife, sees the foremost institution as a trailblazer which has produced generations of creative minds and still turning out graduates who are bastion of innovation and progressivism. Osinbajo, who took pride in the achievement of alumni of OAU, believes the solution to the world's challenges rests on the shoulders of innovators.
The graduates today will have some of the highest shoulders, the broadest shoulders to stand on. But it is this generation that must deal with the biggest issues that confront the world and confront our nation. It is the big and innovative idea that will solve this problem. You will have to confront the problems of climate change and the world moving away from fossil fuels. And you will usher in the age of renewable energy and green solutions.
The Vice President challenged Nigerian youth to come up with smarter agricultural solutions to feed the country's growing population, stressing that plans are on the way to empower more youths in the country.
This is why we're working with the United Nations Development Program and the European Union and other partners on the Jubilees Fellows Program, which is a one-year work placement scheme for 20,000 young Nigerians annually over the next 5 years. It will be a paid work placement scheme to sharpen the skills of those who are coming out of school beginning from the first quarter of next year.
The convocation lecture delivered by Ondo State Governor Rotimi Akeredolu centered on attitudinal change by Nigerians and devolution of power.
Whatever we are facing now, the fault is definitely not in our stars. The fault is in ourselves.
OAU Vice Chancellor Professor Iyitope Ogunbadede had presented a total of 6,255 graduates from various faculties and programs. Two eminent Nigerians, including Ooni of Ife, Obadeyeye Ogunwusi, were awarded honorary degrees. In Ile-Ife, Femi Afariogun, NTA News.
Nigeria Entrepreneurs Forum is supporting efforts to strengthen businesses to take advantage of Nigeria-China relation to improve the country's trade comparative advantage. To this end, a forum is convened to further leverage on trade and investment between the two countries in an era of change. Musa Abubakar reports.
The relationship between Nigeria and China has continued to blossom, particularly in the area of trade and commerce. In August 2021, China is said to have exported $2.48 billion and imported $270 million worth of goods from Nigeria, resulting in a positive trade balance of $2.21 billion. But the dynamics for Nigeria at this forum is to foster public discourse on taking more advantage of the opportunities from China, sequel to the China-Africa Cooperation Forum at Dakar, Senegal, where the Chinese leader promised $20 billion to support export and industrialization in Africa.
Highlight the provisions of FOCAC and seek Nigerian active involvement in being able to attract whatever we can from the offers and develop programs and marshal these programs so that we can push them to China.
And talking about investment, I will strongly appeal that any investment that will be done should be on equal basis.
Whatever your professional education, you have a role to play.
The targeted goal is to position Nigeria for mutual trade relations. In Abuja, I am Musa Abubakar, Ncaa News.
Let's go to politics, where an expanded combined emergency caucus and state executive committee meeting of the All Progressives Congress (APC) in Anambra State has called on the National Caretaker Committee Extraordinary Convention Planning Committee to dissolve the present Caretaker Committee of the party in the state. The meeting, held in Abuja at the instance of the Minister of Labour and Employment and Anambra State APC leader Chris Ngige, and chaired by a former Speaker of the House of Representatives, Chief Agungwa Anekwe, also called for the constitution of a 7-man interim management committee (IMC) to manage the affairs of the party and the state and oversee the conduct of the state congresses to hold in the fortnight after the new year.
I tell everybody to be calm. We will, and God will assist us to make sure that our party people are compensated. Nobody will stand on our way.
The meeting further called on the National Caretaker and Extraordinary Convention Committee to put in place all progresses or processes leading to the conduct and completion of a free and fair statewide Congress in Anambra State within 45 days. The elder of the party, however, urged all members of the party to put everything that happened in the past behind them so that they could join hands and move the party forward. Meanwhile, for APC to emerge victorious in the 2023 general election, party members must keep aside their differences and work together for greater party goals. Chairman of the National Reconciliation Committee of the APC, Senator Abdullahi Adamu, gave this charge in Gombe in continuation of the committee's tour of the party structure across the country to reconcile differences which might have arisen during the just concluded nationwide congresses of the party. Emmanuel Akila reports.
In the recent APC congresses in Gombe State and complained by an aggrieved party, a team of National Reconciliation Committee arrived Gombe. The chairman, Senator Abdullahi Adamu, revealed that one petition was received by the committee from Gombe State.
Senator Danjuma Goji, he petitioned us, and we have reason to believe to be fair to hear him and to hear those that, the complaint was directed at us. We want to go out of our way, out of the ordinary, to listen to distinguished Senator Danjuma Goji.
Governor Muhammad Ino Yahaya appreciates the committee for the task of ensuring harmony among members of the party.
There could be differences, but when there are such differences, that is when there is a need for such committees to come up, and the committee has come and done its own assignment here, and I'm happy that what they've done is what they see.
The National Reconciliation Committee continues its assignment to other states preparatory to the party's national convention coming up early next year in Gombe. Emmanuel Akila, Ncaa News.
Away from politics, heavy-duty trucks parking indiscriminately on the Abuja-Kaduna-Kano highways are to vacate within the next couple of weeks. This follows the intervention of the Presidential Committee on Evacuation of Trucks on Highways. Abdullahi Mohammed reports that the committee has carried out assessment of the gridlock-prone spot and arrived at the way forward.
Kaduna-Abuja highway, all things being equal, about 2.5 hours drive. But when the odds are at play, you might end up spending the whole day in a gridlock that might probably be caused by heavy-duty trucks. Indiscriminate parking by heavy trucks. The attendant consequences, gridlock. And the solution, a designated park for the trucks. To make this a reality, the committee hit the road. Tafa was the first stop, with a couple of other stops, which gives the committee a roadmap to succeed.
We have an empty land acquired by FEMA sometimes, although they have not been able to do anything on it. But we are thinking of moving the trucks from Tafa to that piece of land.
Assume that we have a parking space, definitely you will not see any tanker driver parking along any shoulders.
The construction of the Abuja-Kaduna highway on course. Remedial works on failed portions of the highway at an advanced stage with an unrelenting supervision.
Part of our augmentation contract was to address the issue of palliative works as the new road is coming up. So obviously after the rain season, we have agreed to patch those areas.
The committee returning with solutions and obedience of offenders, travelers on the highway will soon hear a sigh of relief. In Abuja, Abdullah Hamid, Ncaa News.
In aviation, since the nation's airports are undergoing the process of recertification, gaps, particularly on emergency preparedness, are being handled to meet deadlines. This time around, the Nigerian Airspace Management Agency is coordinating other agencies on how to handle volcanic ash eruption, which sometimes leads to air crashes. Aviation correspondent Emmanuel Ayimiro captures the search and rescue operations involved in volcanic ash simulation exercise in Abuja.
A distress call of a loss of an engine due to ash cloud was received by the air traffic controller of an Abuja-bound aircraft from Calabar. Frantic efforts to prevent the crash was established but could not save the aircraft as it soon lost the second engine, which led to the crash at Ido village.
This search and rescue volcanic ash simulation exercise is one of the gaps identified by Ncaa in their previous audit report 3 years ago, which Ncaa must meet in order for Nigeria to get its recertification, particularly now that the nation is preparing her airports for certification.
Before airport can be recertified, this kind of exercise must be conducted to see and determine the effectiveness of all search and rescue units participating in this kind of exercise.
People who came in, the first responders to the rescue mission, do not understand what we call the triad techniques. So probably responding to those who were screaming more than those who were seriously injured.
Although experts say Nigeria has not experienced any crash due to volcanic eruption, but the ash could be transported by wind, which might have impact on aircraft engines.
Emergency routine and other things were drawn because of this, in case it's a heavy volcanic ash, the routes for the aircraft to follow.
We have mountains here, the Mambila, the Mandara mountain. We also have the Jos Plateau as Shere Hills. There could be any eruption at any time for many of these.
At the end of the simulation exercise, areas of improvement were identified. Emmanuel Ayimiro, Ncaa News.
In another development, the Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority, Ncaa, has withdrawn the 21 weekly flight frequency earlier approved for Emirates Airlines by the Ministry of Aviation. Only one weekly flight to Abuja has now been granted to the airline, while its Lagos flight is suspended. A statement signed by the Ncaa Director General, Captain Musa Nuhu, indicated that the withdrawal takes effect from December the 12th, 2021. The statement confirms that the only Nigerian airline, Air Peace, currently going to Dubai, UAE, was refused multiple flight frequency and given only one weekly flight, which is a clear violation of the bilateral air services agreement between the UAE and Nigeria. Let's talk health. The Nigeria Center for Disease Control, NCDC, and Nigerian Television Authority, Ncaa, are set to strengthen efforts on media advocacy to public health response and risk management, even with the new Omicron variant of COVID-19. This was the focus of a meeting between the Director General of the NCDC, Dr. Ifedayo Adetifar, and NTA's Director General, Yakubu Ibn Mohammed, in Abuja. Oluseyi Adabo has details.
In the last 1 year, the world over has been responding to the coronavirus pandemic, and Nigeria more, with the outbreak of cholera and Lassa fever in parts of the country. Nigeria's Center for Disease Control, NCDC, mandated to protect Nigerians from the impact of these communicable diseases, believes that timely and accurate information is key to reducing their impact.
In recognition of the NTA's important role and the important contributions that the NTA has made to the success of the work we do to assure the health of Nigerians, it was important that I come here myself physically to meet and to express our appreciation for all of your help and to again seek your continued help and assistance to share the appropriate knowledge to our fellow citizens, even as we respond to the pandemic.
One of the priorities of the federal government is to ensure that COVID-19 is curtailed in this country. So while you in the medical profession, do what is required of you, you need us around you to be able to disseminate what it is that needs to be done. Like I said, we in NT have been in the forefront. I say this without any fear of contradiction.
For the management of the national television, NTA has been at the front line for advocacy and sensitization, with a promise to always ensure constant mobilization for healthy living. In Abuja, Oluseyi Adiagbo, NTA News.
Now, after 32 days of the oil spill in Ncaa local government area of Bayelsa State, the blowout has been successfully contained. Ebonimi Zitimiola, who visited the area, reports that the people are thankful but call for immediate remediation of the environment.
Since November 2021, this was the situation at the Santa Barbara Wellhead, Oil Mining Lease 29 in Worukumakiri, Ncaa local government area, Bayelsa State. The good news is that the wellhead has been successfully capped, thereby saving the environment from further degradation. The oil blowout from the wellhead was contained through the combined efforts of a team of experts from ITO Eastern Exploration and Kenya International West Africa Company Limited, an indigenous firm.
So much excited because we have been able to do it internally. We have been able to solve our own problem. We came prepared that after capping the well, we need to secure the well, subsurface and surface. So this equipment you see here is a technology that is going to run a plug downhole to set the plugs on the hole so that whatsoever is coming from the reservoir cannot come to the surface.
Victims of the spill, civil society and other well-meaning individuals are calling for the urgent and thorough clean-up of the polluted environment.
What they have damaged, the flora and the fauna. And what we are talking about is aquatic life. That is the source of the native, indigenous people, Ijaw people way of living.
We need to see a comprehensive cleanup that will not just stop around the wellhead, but follows the spill wherever it's gone to and wherever it's expected, whether it's visible or not.
The Bayelsa State government has set up a technical committee aimed at studying the extent and effect of the spill and make recommendations. Ebinimi Zitimiola, NTA News.
You're watching Weekend File on the NTA. Do stay with us as we go on a short break. Welcome back. Given the rush and commercial activities that are usually noticed at motor parks during festive period, the roads also get busier. To this end, Asabe Tanimo Williams examines the response level of critical stakeholders in ensuring sanity on the roads at this period by curbing incidences of mishaps.
The
advent of the popular Ember months leading up to Christmas, safe motoring environments to raise the consciousness of drivers and other road users on the best approach to scale down crashes has been a campaign by relevant authorities in a traditional approach. Findings show that Abuja, the nation's capital, being centrally located in the country, ordinarily draws high volumes of traffic from visitors either seeking to do business in the territory or for pleasure. This situation puts men and officers of the Road Safety Corps constantly on their toes to ensure orderliness.
We are fully prepared. We know there's always an increase in human and vehicular traffic during this period. And that is why we started the Ember Months campaign as far back as September, making sure that we sensitize the motoring public.
The Department for Road Traffic Services maintains that curtailing the growing wave of mishaps on the roads across the nation can no longer be left to the Road Safety Corps alone.
We equally intensify local patrol by our men. You can see them all on the road to ensure that vehicles that are plying the road are roadworthy. And we'll continue to intensify patrol, especially at the entry and exit point of the city.
To achieve a far-reaching effect in instilling some level of discipline in the road users during the Ember months, stakeholders such as the NURTW listed measures including regular checks, prohibition of overloaded vehicles from taking off at parks, sensitization of the public to the dangers of boarding vehicles outside designated points as some efforts.
I appeal to passengers not to patronize roadside commercial vehicle operators. They should enter there. Sometimes they believe that is cheaper. But is it, if you enter a cheaper vehicle and end up a dead person?
The hope for safer roads, however, is for motorists to cooperate with stakeholders, as in their slogan, it is only the living that celebrates. In Abuja, Asabitani Williams, NTA News.
Days heralding major festivals are often characterized with heavy movement of people who travel across different destinations to celebrate or scale up business activities during the festive season. Safety on the road, which is a major concern during this period, is receiving due attention in Lagos State as relevant agencies brace for the season. Adeniyi Taiwo reports.
Glimpse of how Lagos will look in a matter of days when Christmas and New Year holidays fully get underway can be seen from the frenzy here at Jibowu and Ojota parks, where early holidaymakers are already making their way out of the city to other parts of the country. Joshua's family are already in Benin, Edo State for the coming festivities, and he is undertaking this journey to join them ahead of the Christmas celebration.
Safety begins with all of us. Not only institutions, they should ensure that the right drivers are driving with sane mind.
Our management, they've been taking measure to checkmate all these drivers to make sure if you are traveling, for example, if you run a night duty, the next morning you are not going anywhere, you make sure you rest, you sleep well, and you don't take alcohol.
The highways are also busy, funneling passengers from both ends at a volume often seen during festive seasons. This is one of the peak seasons of the year for road safety officers. From heavier deployment of personnel, strategic patrols to sustained sensitization, the objective is to ensure safer roads during this festive season.
We have more than 1,500 personnel that are going to be deployed. We have more than 6 tow trucks that in fact, they've been operating since January on this road. That's why you can have leverage on this road. For you to be able to drive in the midst of all the dangers and still say, yes, you are fulfilled, you are going to get to your destination safely, please apply defensive driving technique.
Security along the corridors is a concern for both transport operators and the police.
Everything is on, so in respect of this.
Unlike previous years, Nigerians, especially those navigating between Lagos, Abuja and Ibadan, now have the complement of modern standard gauge rail line at their disposal, and the increasing number of passengers at train stations shows how much they're exploring this new, safe and convenient option. In Lagos, Adeniyi Taiwo, NTA News.
A human error is a major contributory factor to road accidents, especially during festive periods. To ensure a hitch-free Yuletide celebration, Experts emphasize the need for motorists and travelers to exercise caution and avoid rush and night journeys during the season and even beyond. Achibong Basi reports.
Tight season is usually characterized by inflow of traffic within and outside the city of Calabar. Some areas in the metropolis usually considered as flashpoints during festive seasons are already policed by security personnel who are determined to enforce safety in Calabar during this Yuletide.
People see this period as a rush period. It's equally not a rush period, it's a dangerous period because in the process of rushing, you rush and have a problem on the road. Like I keep advising, if you couldn't achieve anything from January till the end of November, it's not these 2 weeks that will make you to achieve it.
To minimize the chaotic traffic situation experienced along the Dukbani to Ikonikbene and Calabar Ikomogoja highways during the season, a team of security personnel have been deployed to the area to enforce free flow of traffic.
We extended our campaign to motor parks. Every Sunday we do send our members to the churches where they continue with the advocacy.
To forestall incidences of road crashes during the season and beyond, motorists and travelers are advised to ensure strict adherence to road safety tips. In Calabar, Achibong Basi.
Joining us in the studio live is the Deputy Corps Marshal Operations, Federal Road Safety Corps, Kayode Fanola. Welcome to Weekend File.
Thank you very much.
It's obviously another busy period for the Corps.
Definitely.
But then the Corps started Ember Month campaigns since September.
Yeah.
Tell us how far so far, how productive, especially as we move into the D-Day.
Okay. Thank you very much. I want to first and foremost acknowledge the contributions of Ncaa in helping us to get the message of safety to the Nigerian motoring public. Like you rightly said, we have been on advocacy campaign since September. We started the flag off. We did it in Delta State. That was the national flag off for the Ember Month. And then we had another big rally in Ilorin. It was a big one. All the stakeholders were there, transport unions, school children, drivers, all sorts of people came to be part of the campaign. FRSC, we don't claim to know all or we can do all. We want everybody to come and be a part of the advocacy. It is better when we are able to make people behave well before going to the road, knowing the dangers that are there, and let each person know that if I don't constitute danger, then the road will be free. So with this advocacy in worship areas, we go to mosque on Friday, we go to churches to talk to people. You know, when we come to meet them in their comfort zone, they listen to us better, we interact better, rather than when they meet us on the road. By that time, we are traffic law enforcers. So I believe the advocacy has really made a lot of impact, especially on the commercial vehicle drivers. They have seen the fact that they constitute leaders in this area, and the lives of people is in their hands, and then generally they are behaving better. And we want this to be sustained till the end of the year and into the new year. I believe that our advocacy and public enlightenment is working, and we hope it will continue to work, especially as we move towards the end of the year.
You've been synergizing with other relevant agencies in this task of road safety this period.
Yeah.
How has that turned out so far? I mean, the synergy.
Yes, we said the Federal Safety Corps is lead agency in traffic management and law enforcement. So it means that the other agencies are there. Particularly at the state level, we have the state traffic management agencies, we have the vehicle inspection officers, we have the Board of Internal Revenue. Then we also have sister paramilitary agencies, so, and then the military. They also, all of them have a duty to perform here. So while we coordinate the activities, we'll be in the forefront, providing the kind of leadership that is expected, providing logistics. For instance, for vehicles that are broken down, we bring heavy-duty tow trucks to clear the roads, And then we also have help areas in case of crashes to assist people. And we have our ambulances located at designated places. However, we still encourage our sister agencies to also join us to make sure that lives are safe on the road.
You know, we posed that question to you because human errors and sometimes nonchalancy on the parts of drivers themselves, you know, are attributary to the carnage we used to have on the road. Now, you mentioned something about vehicle inspection and the rest of them. That means that some agencies or relevant agencies synergizing with you ought to have done certain things to ensure that, you know, this safety is maintained. So let's look at the cars that will be doing these trips, this Yuletide. How sure are we that the needful has been done by relevant agencies to ensure that these cars are in safe conditions for travel?
Okay, this is why we'll try to involve all the agencies in ensuring safety this particular period. You see that a lot of people will come out and say, we are in number months now, this is when crashes happen, this is when fatalities occur. The truth of the matter is that there is nothing really special about this period. It is just that there is heavy traffic on the road. There is sudden upsurge of traffic. People want to go and celebrate Christmas and New Year with their loved ones, so the road becomes very busy. So what we try to do is to ensure that, well, the vehicles move according to the traffic environment. For instance, the road has maximum capacity. So maybe the road cannot take more than, let's say, 10,000 vehicles per hour, where there is sudden upsurge and we're having up to like 20,000-25,000 vehicles per hour. Naturally, the vehicles will have to slow down so you cannot speed. So now we need people to be patient, maintain their lane and go slowly, and then everybody will get to his or her destination as at when due, peacefully, and then you'll be happy. So it is not a time when we now begin to stop vehicles, try to check, do vehicle inspection. We expect this will have been done before you come to the road. However, for those who will intentionally, sometimes it happens, bring vehicles that are not roadworthy, when they break down, we are going to remove them very quickly. We have stationed different categories of, different capacities of tow trucks at designated places. So our job this time around is just to make sure that we manage the traffic and then make sure that people are able to get home and celebrate with their loved ones.
All right, DCM Fanola, we will talk some more right after this break on Weekend File. Do stay with us. Thank you for staying with us. Now, the city of Kaduna, with the completion of the new Kawul overhead bridge, is expected to decongest gridlock, which characterized the axis for many years, as road traffic management is deployed to ensure free flow along highways to and out of the city. Suleiman Rigachukun has details.
Kawa area is to Kaduna what other notable places in parts of the country manifest in heavy traffic gridlock are related management challenges on the part of motorists and officials. The overhead bridge with 2 lanes, which served Nigerians many years ago, has been demolished and giving way to 4 lanes and covering the distance of close to a kilometer. I earlier spoke with Head of Operation Federal Road Safety Corps, Kaduna Sector Command, Frederick Ogidon.
Most especially now that we are at the end of the year and traffic will be high, Kaduna being a transit state, the bridge is enormously going to assist in traffic control.
It's a job well done. For traffic congestion now, we don't have any problem for Kawa Bridge, at least.
Kaduna-Zaria Road is a critical part of the nation's larger highway system, enabling the movement of people and goods from north to the south. Increasing tempo of road reconstruction on daily basis is coming with delays and long queues of vehicular movement. Federal Road Safety Corps, with other agencies, deploys personnel and equipment to ensure free flow of traffic on the axis.
Our men will be there with all the equipment, our tow trucks, ambulances, our zebra points will be there to ensure that there is free flow of traffic.
The operational unit, coupled with the various divisional officers from different divisions that are very close to this highway, they are all contributing to the safety traveling up and down during this period.
We have studied the traffic management system on that road to make sure that there's free flow of traffic. But as you plan, anything can happen. So that's why we have these people to ensure that we enforce free movement, because some people may want to break the law.
Stakeholders are united about the importance of compliance and consciously doing what is right to stay safe during and after the festive season. Suleiman Rigachikung, NTA News.
And as part of measures to curb the incessant traffic congestion usually experienced during the Yuletide in the southeastern part of the country, and to ensure safety of travelers, the Federal Road Safety Corps, security agents and the state government say they are working in synergy to ensure an accident and crime-free celebration. Ncaa has the report.
The state of roads over time continue to deteriorate. The present administration has made frantic efforts to either construct new roads where necessary or rehabilitate existing bad portions of the road. The whole idea is to make it easier for human and vehicular movement, either for business or pleasure. The Christmas and New Year festive period usually witness a large number of people moving from one location to another. This explains why the Federal Road Safety Corps has always admonished drivers to be cautious and patient with one another.
The Corps is ready to ensure free flow of traffic, combat RTC, that is road traffic crashes during this period. People should obey traffic rules.
NTA News observed that most of the federal roads in Enugu State have either been given a facelift or new ones constructed to ease traffic.
We are handing over the 40.27 kilometers road, Nenwe, Oduma, Uburu Road. This road links Enugu and Ebonyi states together.
The instant attack of travelers on some major roads in the country leaves much to worry, especially this Yuletide, which is why security agents are equipped and prepared to maintain law and order.
We are out, we have put up our strategy in place, and we have checked out all the hotspots in the states, all the nooks and crannies of the state where we have some hotspots, and we are managing them effectively.
It is therefore the view of many that government puts more effort in combating various crimes perpetrated on major roads to ensure that commuters have a smooth and safe ride in Enugu. Ncaa, NTA News.
Let's continue our discussion with the Deputy Corps Marshal Operations, Federal Road Safety Corps, Kayode Fanola. Of course, it's a good thing to know that the federal government and indeed some other state governments did so well in terms of construction of new roads and reconstruction of old ones. How does that complement your mandate, especially in this period?
It does a lot because we are talking to people that they should behave well, and of course the vehicles are very important. Then they're also as important as the road itself. We thank God the government has really done well compared to previous years. This year I think a lot of rehabilitation is going on, and then there are some new constructions going on. So in fact, where we have a situation where a particular road is bad, we still provide, we look for alternative routes, and then we give advisory as the case may be. But relatively, all the major corridors are okay, they are passable now. And then where some construction work is still going on, we are working with the construction engineers and then the Federal Ministry of Works to, sometime they have to remove the barricade to allow traffic to flow. And where they have to put barricade, we'll be there to guide commuters so that they can move safely, both day and night. But I think relatively this year we have better roads, and then people, I'm assuring commuters that they will be able to get to their destinations on time and peacefully. And where there are bottlenecks, the FRSA officials and other stakeholders will be there to make sure that we manage the traffic.
All right. While you are striving to achieve minimal mishap on the roads, especially at this period of festivity and a celebration, what measures has the court puts in place to ensure that those who are found guilty of outrightly violating the rules are punished or at least sanctioned, even while at it?
Yes, there are those ones that certain critical locations we're working with the state judiciaries, we are going to have mobile courts. So as much as we want to ensure free flow of traffic and make sure that people get to their destinations, we don't want to lay emphasis on enforcement. Where it becomes necessary, of course, we are going to bring out those ones that are constituting obstruction to the free flow of traffic, and they will face the law right there. So we are working with the state governments to ensure that we have mobile courts at certain very critical locations. And we are also carrying out, in addition to our advocacy, we are doing a kind of simulation. We call it Operation Show of Readiness, to let the motoring public, drivers, commuters, and also our sister agencies know that we are all ready. So we are bringing out equipment, do simulation on rescue simulation, then firefighting simulation, and then traffic, gridlock, and bottleneck management simulation. All these are going to be taking place with effect from Monday up to Friday in all the 6 geopolitical zones, at least 2 locations from each geopolitical zone. So this to tell you that we are really prepared, we are ready for heavy traffic. Yeah.
Good luck to you and the Corps.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for coming on the program.
Thanks for having us.
We'll be talking with the Deputy Corps Marshal Operations, Federal Road Safety Corps, Kayode Fanula, on the ways of making sure that our roads are safe this period. Let's go on another break on Weekend File.
2022 Armed Forces Remembrance Day celebration is here again. The Nigerian Armed Forces work tirelessly day and night to give us peace to go about our businesses. Some have paid the supreme price. Should we forget the families and loved ones they left behind? No.
I am therefore privileged to honor these veterans who devoted most of their lives, active lives, to securing the nation and the world at large.
So, let's support the Nigerian Armed Forces and their families, corporate organizations, government agencies, parastatals, and individuals. Let's show our love and support for our armed forces. They are our heroes. Buy the Armed Forces Remembrance Emblem and donate into the Armed Forces Remembrance Emblem Appeal account. We love you, and your labor and sacrifice will not be in vain for spilling your blood for us to live.
Next is Sports Update with Samuel Johnson.
3-year-old Cameroonian football star Samuel Eto'o has been elected the country's Football Federation's president. He defeated Seydou Njoya to emerge the president of the Cameroonian Football Federation. All is now set for the maiden edition of the Under-17 Niger Delta Peace Cup, scheduled to hold in Akwa Ibom State. John Paul Alumina reports that organizers of the tournament say all necessary arrangements have been put in place to ensure smooth opening ceremony scheduled for Sunday, 12th December 2021 at the Ikot-Ekpene Township Stadium. Team Lagos have emerged champions of the Rising Stars Under-17 Girls Basketball Championship, which ended over the weekend at the National Stadium, Lagos. Team Lagos defeated Team Ogun 63-55 in the finals to emerge champions, while Osun beat Ondo 34-33 to finish in the place. The week-long developmental tournament was put together by Olumide Edeji Youth Foundation.
Also getting an opportunity for them to learn the game of basketball, to do what they're supposed to do, what they love to do, and also to develop them mentally, psychologically, emotionally, intellectually. It's all about girls' child education, gender equality.
The Nigeria Customs Service male and female volleyball teams have intensified training ahead of the Nigeria Volleyball Premier League, scheduled to start from the 11th of December 2021 in Abuja. The teams that have been in camp for the past 1 month in Abuja say they are set to defend the title they won in 2019.
Preparing to try and see how to win it for the 4th time, which will be a record. We have the full complement of our team.
With Sports Update, Samuel Johnson, NT News.
Let's now check out weather report for Sunday.
Glad to have you on Weather Focus. With the appearance of mid-latitude trough and deepening of heat low, we do not expect significant change in our weather as slight dose haze is expected over the extreme northern region. While moderate dose haze should be a prevailing weather condition throughout the focus period from north central down to the southern state. Early morning fog and mist patches over the entire coastal region, which will later lift at sunrise to partly cloudy to hazy conditions over the entire coastal cities. I remain Suleiman Gurin. Thank you for watching.
The NTA is sustaining the fight against rape and